Hello, and welcome to Life of a Boss, the podcast, hosted by entrepreneur, public speaker, and mentor, Jason Hardin. This podcast is all about helping audiences create and reach their own definition of success through positive thinking, perseverance, and personal development. Having survived extreme obstacles from an early age, such as cancer, poverty, abuse, family dysfunction, and even homelessness, Jason has learned how to master the art of resilience and defy all odds to become the boss he is today. So, get ready for some serious game and remember to keep an open mind. Now, without further delay, here is your host, Jason Hardin.
What's up, everybody, and welcome back to another wonderful episode of Life of a Boss, the podcast. I am your host, Jason Hardin, and as always, I am extremely grateful to be here. Today's an incredible episode. Why? Because I want to talk about competition, and not in a good way. I want to talk about competing with other people. Don't do it. Do not compete with anybody other than the person you was yesterday. The only person you're trying to be better than in this life is the person you were yesterday. Quit competing with other people. I'm talking about if you're an individual, if you're a business, even if you're on a team. Seriously, even if you're on a team, you're not competing with the other person. You're competing with yourself. You're trying to be the best you can be, no matter what the other team is doing. So you're always trying to be better than yourself. So I just wanted to touch on that because I see a lot of competition. And to be honest, not all of it's bad. You know, competition, just the spirit of it keeps you wanting to get better, keeps you wanting to strive for more sometimes, makes you want to push your limits and things like that, makes you want to be creative. Sometimes a competition can make you creative. It makes you figure out, how do I beat somebody? You know, how do I raise the bar? How do I increase my sales? How do I increase my influence? You know, so competition can be a very good thing if looked at appropriately, and if you have the right attitude about it. It can really propel you and do good things for you in the marketplace and in life. But competition can be very, very negative if you're comparing yourself to someone else on a personal level, on a value level. You know what I'm saying? If you okay, let me give a couple examples. You know what I'm saying, of bad competition. You know, the idea of negative competition. It's looking at somebody else who might have the same product as you, might have the same talent as you, and because they're good at it, or because maybe they're great at it, you're intimidated. You know what I'm saying? You think, man, I can't do that, man. Man, I'll never be as good as that. Now, that's when competition doesn't work for you. That's when you're letting the idea of competition be a bad thing for you. You know, there's also competing with things you can't change, like, oh, look at her, man, she's so beautiful, and you know, I'll never have a girl like that, man, and or look at him, he's so swole, I'll never be like that. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? Or, you know, if you're comparing yourself to other people and you're doing it in a way that doesn't help you get better, you know what I'm saying? You're doing it with the attitude of inferiority, intimidation, fear. That's when competition does not work for you. You know what I'm saying? If you're looking at, I'm gonna give you another example, man. I sell a lot of clothing, you know, and there are people that also sell clothing. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes when we sell clothing in the same places, I feel maybe I do feel a sense of competition, and not that I'm competing with them or that I'm competing with anybody else, but I feel a sense of competition, like people are competing with me. You know, and I don't mind that. Like I said, if I'm at the light and you're right next to me and you want to race, I don't give a damn how fast you take off. I'm not here to race you. I'm not here to compete with you. You know what I'm saying? So that's not what bothers me. what bothers me is that when I feel that these people are competing with me or competing with my business, it's not from a healthy place, because it's not from a place where they want to learn, they want to connect, they want to exchange ideas, they want to collaborate. It's more of a, I don't like them because they're doing the same thing we're doing, and that is toxic. You know what I'm saying? You don't want to have that mentality. You don't want to have that attitude. If you are competing, or if you have a product and somebody else has the same product and they're doing better than you, worse than you, the same as you, or they got things that are catching your eye, their packaging is better, or their designs are a little more on point, or a little more attention grabbing, then that's when you should be learning. That's when you should be embracing. That's when you should be approaching and be approachable. You know what I'm saying? And if you can't be approachable, approach. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm gonna tell you one thing. I'm an open door. I'm an open book for the most part. You know, and if people ask me the right questions, I give you the right answer. You know, I'm not the type to hide or hoard knowledge, or tricks or tricks or hacks or anything. Man, I have a whole podcast. This podcast is dedicated to giving game away for absolutely free. You know what I'm saying? I'm just giving game away, like, in every way I can do it that means something to someone else into my business and brand. So there's no reason for people to have animosity, ill will, or that cutthroat negative attitude that comes with competition, because like I said, I can feel it. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I want to reach out to anybody who is doing clothes, or anybody who is in the media, anybody who is doing podcasts, anybody who's doing anything that I do. I am extending a hand of collaboration. You know what I'm saying? If you guys want to work with me, if you guys want to learn from me, if you guys want to talk to me, if you guys want to collaborate on something, if you guys want to get together and do a bigger event, you know what I'm saying? If you guys want to get together and do a vending opportunity, if you guys want to get together and do a convention or whatever it is, you know what I'm saying? Or a project, an ad, a campaign, I'm with it. You know, I'm open-minded to anything that makes sense. You know, I'm open-minded to anything, but I'm only doing what makes sense. You know what I'm saying? And I say that because I want to meet people halfway. You know, I mean, I'll meet them all the way if I have that opportunity and that time and that energy. But I want to extend that hand. You know what I'm saying? Because I think a lot of people that feel this way, that have that negative attitude towards competition, have that, you know, that tainted feeling of competition, that where you're always cutthroat, where you're angry, where you want to do better than somebody and not just do better than yourself. You know, I want to reach out to them because I think that it's not all malicious. You know, I think that people who have these cutthroat mentalities when it comes to competition, I think that they may actually believe that you have to be that way to be in business. You know, they say business is very cutthroat, very, very gangster, if you will, and in some industries they are. You know, and to be honest, if you get high enough, or if you get to the top of almost any industry, it's always gangster. You know what I'm saying? Top of the pharmaceutical game, the top of the apparel game, the top of the fishing and whaling, beef industry. It doesn't matter. The top of anything. It's always cutthroat. It's always gangster. You know what I'm saying? And if you got it in you to be one of those type of people, so be it. But I'm telling you, that's not where happiness is. That's not where success is. That's not where accomplishments are. All that shit is in you. You know what I'm saying? If you need if you need to be over somebody to feel like you're somebody, then you ain't nobody. You know what I'm saying? And you have an issue. Then you have a problem that has nothing to do with business or competition or anything like that. You have a a healing. You have some healing you need to do because, like I said, it's not beneficial to you, even as a business owner, to be that way. I believe you leave a lot of money on the table being more cutthroat. You leave a lot of happiness and joy on the table being more aggressive and greedy and hoarding knowledge and all that. I think you don't become great that way. I was listening to, I think it was Gary Vee. Love listening to Gary Vee, and he said there's people out there that have $1 million businesses, but only 6 people will come to your funeral. Is that what you want? If it is, that's great. For you, not great for me, but that's what I'm saying. So it's like it's much more fulfilling to be in the right mind state or have the right attitude towards competition. Because like I said, the only person you're really competing with is yourself. If you're looking on Facebook or social media, like Instagram or anything like that, and you're looking at, or TikTok, and you're looking at other people, and you're competing with them, you're like, damn, they're going on vacation, man, or man, they just started another business, or man, they just on their 3rd child, or man, they just got married, and you're competing. You're not looking at them and being happy for them. You're not looking at them being joyful or being inspired. You're looking at them in almost animosity and anger because you don't have that, and that's not the mentality. That's competing. Stop competing with people, because competing with others will only stunt your own growth. Because that's where insecurities come from. That's where having that low self-esteem or self-worth can come from. You know what I'm saying? That's where you stop missing or seeing your own value, when you start overvaluing what other people are doing. Because what other people are doing really don't mean shit to you. It means absolutely nothing to you. It's not a measuring stick. It's not a standard. It means nothing. You set your own standards. You set your own units of measurement. You set your scale of progress. You got to set the tone in your life. And if there's anything out there that inspires you, great. If somebody's just opening a business and that inspires you, that's a good thing. If it makes you want to open a business, that's a good thing. But if it makes you want to open a business just to compete with them and to run with their numbers and their customers and you know what I'm saying, and be on their level, that's not a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a fine line between the mentality you have to be successful and the one required to be unsuccessful. Because if you look at the actions of certain things, they're exactly the same. There's things that you can do that are exactly the same physically that make you successful or unsuccessful. Well, the difference is the idea, the mentality, the mentality you have behind it. You can be doing successful shit, things that make you successful, but if you have the bad attitude about it, if you have the wrong mentality, what you're doing, though it be good, isn't going to work for you. You can be going to school to become something, but if the reason why you're going is just to compete, or just because somebody made you or somebody told you, and it's not your thing, or it's not your goal, or it's not your passion, like, you're losing yourself. And I think that's what the worst part of bad competition is that you lose yourself. You try to become something else. You try to become someone else. You try to become something that already exists. You're not trying to create something new. You're trying to become someone that's already out there being themselves. There's no room for 2 of them. There's no room on this planet for 2 of any of the same people. That's why we're all different. Even twins are different. Even identical twins are different. Even Siamese twins are different. We could be going through the exact same experience, but each of us will process that experience differently because we are different. And we have to embrace that. We have to own that. And we have to flip that and capitalize off that, off our differentness, our uniqueness, our originality. It's all right to be inspired and pick up things from other people and mimic some of the things they do that align with your definition of success. You know what I'm saying? It's okay to look at someone and say, "Oh, that's nice." You know what I'm saying? Maybe I can get something like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you're doing that just because I want to get more than him, or I can get that too because he's no better than me, you know what I'm saying? I think that's where competition gets a little sick. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of sick people out there, and don't be one. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, there's so much more to gain in life when you're just competing with yourself. I play golf. I play golf. I try to play a lot, but I don't. I'm still trying to build a business too, so I don't have the time that I would love to dedicate to just getting better at golf. But one thing that I can tell all golfers, anybody starting to play golf, anybody interested in golf, anybody that is a veteran and been playing for years, you're never really playing the person you're playing with. You're playing the course. And the course is you. You're playing you. You know what I'm saying? You're playing you. Because if you can kick your ass in golf, and if you can kick the course's ass in golf, which is, you, because you're not playing nobody, it's just how well you play, then you can kick anybody's ass in golf. That's the whole thing. Like, if you can master being you, then nothing else or nobody else will matter. And that's why I use golf as an analogy, because there's par. There's par. If I'm hitting under par, it doesn't matter who else is around me hitting under par. I'm going to do great. I'm going to be awesome. And if I focus on me hitting under par all the fucking time, it doesn't matter what everybody else is focused on. Because if they don't hit under par, or if they don't do as well as me at focusing on myself and what I'm doing, they're not going to beat me. You see what I'm saying? So even when you're not thinking about competition, you can still have a competitive edge. I don't want you to lose your competitive edge. I don't want you to lose that desire to win, that desire to kick ass. Believe me, I love kicking ass. I'm very competitive, but it's for the right reasons. It's called like sportsmanship. In life, it's just, it's being a good person. But in the games and in sports, looking at competition in a healthy way, it's called sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? So in life, we have to have a sportsmanship. We have to be competitive. We have to want to win. We have to put our best foot forward. We have to do better than we did last time. But we have to have sportsmanship. You know what I'm saying? Just because I want to kick my opponent's ass doesn't mean there's anything personal between me and my opponent. He's just a person over there. I want to kick anybody's asses over there. And that's because I want to be that good for me. I'm competing with me. I'm competing with the person who couldn't kick nobody's ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm not competing with the person whose ass I'm kicking or trying to kick. I'm competing with the person I was yesterday. The person who couldn't do the things I'm doing today. And I'm trying to do tomorrow what I can't do today. You know what I'm saying? So it's all about looking at things in a healthy way. You know what I'm saying? And if you look at competition in a negative way, if you look at competition as in somebody trying to always outdo you and them winning or them gaining hurts you, then you're always going to be, like I said, you're going to stunt your growth. You're going to leave a lot of money on the table. You're not going to be as effective or as successful as you can be, other than, like I said, than if you see things from a better perspective, from competing with myself attitude, being more open, wanting to collaborate more, wanting to know more instead of not even want to look at the people you're competing with. You know what I'm saying? I look, I watch, I analyze, I magnify. Some of the things they got going on, and I might become inspired to apply some of those things that are really working, that I appreciate, and that I give them real credit for doing. I'll apply some of those things to my business. There's nothing wrong with that, but you can only do that if you're not competing with somebody. If you're competing, then you hate everything they're doing, and you're not even going to try to learn. So your judgment is going to be clouded. And before this gets too long, because I can talk about competing with yourself all day, because that's what life's about. But before it gets too long, I just want to leave you with this. The only person you ever trying to be better than in life is the person you were yesterday. That's the only human being you should ever in your life try to be better than. And that's the person you were yesterday. All right? Anyway, man, I hope you guys learned something. I hope I left you with something. I hope it changes your perspective if you are in business, or if you're in sports, or you're in life, period, and just going through the motions of trying to get it and trying to exceed and trying to excel. Man, I want you to have the best tools, and the best tool you can ever have is the right mentality. The best tool you could ever have is the right attitude. You know what I'm saying? The best tool you could ever have in life is the right perspective. And I hope this helps with that. All right, man, I love y'all, man. Check us out every Monday and every Thursday for new episodes, man. Check out lifeofaboss.net and look at our resources, read our materials, man. Get involved in our activities and our events, what we got going on, man. Stay in touch. You don't join our mailing list. Check out lifeofaboss.net, hardwareenterprise.com. We have a lot of services there, do a lot of custom work. Check out maidendina.com and get your Maiden Dina gear, because they all pay the bills. This don't pay the bills. I do this for y'all. You know what I'm saying? Those businesses pay the bills. So if you want to support the show, man, buy something. All right? Anyway, I love y'all, man. Keep tuning in, keep listening, keep applying yourself, keep creating and living your own definition of success. And until next time, remember that success is indeed a lifestyle. Peace.
Did anything stand out to you in today's show? If so, let us know. Your questions, comments, and concerns are important to Jason, as he is determined to always deliver to you only the most impactful information and content. Until next time, please subscribe, like, comment, share, and leave a review whenever possible. You may visit lifeofaboss.net for more episodes and great resources to help you become the absolute boss that you were meant to be. You can also follow Jason on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Hardin. Thank you. And never forget that success is a lifestyle.